All right. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning, everyone.
Waalaikumsalam.
All right. Okay. So, welcome to today's webinar, Talk Smart Delivery Strategies That Work, organized by Akademi Pengajian Bahasa, UiTM Cawangan Johor, Kampus Pasir Gudang. And my name is Miss Nurul Farzana, and I will be your moderator for today's session. And as many of you know, we are currently in the middle of our speaking assessment for LCC 112. So whether you are presenting your ideas, describing visuals, or engaging in discussions, how you deliver your message is just as important as what you say. Therefore, today's webinar will be very helpful for you as it will provide practical strategies to help you communicate more clearly, confidently, and effectively. It is now my pleasure to introduce our speaker for today, Puan Aini Ahmad from University Utara Malaysia. So Puan Aini is a language instructor at the School of Languages, Civilization and Philosophy, University Utara Malaysia. She has many years of experience teaching English communication and professional English courses, as well as conducting various language development programs. And we are truly honored to have her with us today to share her expertise on effective delivery strategies. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming Puan Aini Ahmad. Puan Aini.
Okay, thank you very much, Puan Nurul Farzana. Okay, so Assalamualaikum and good day, students. So I can see you, there's quite a big number of you. 39 minus me, Miss Nurul Farzana, and Miss Aisha, that makes it 36 of you. Okay, so today we are going to have a talk on Talk Smart Delivery Strategies That Works. Okay, before that, allow me to share the screen, yeah? Wait, okay, can you see the screen? How do I put this down? Okay, sorry. I think I need to put this down. Did I try again? Share the screen. Okay, that's much better. Okay, you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can, Puan Aini.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm sorry because I put this made aside because I want to look at my screen. Okay, so our topic today is on Smart Talk delivery strategies that work. Okay, and we are going to look at delivery strategies not only at personal speech but also in a group discussion. Okay, so before we go further, let's answer this question. Okay, so students, I want you to think of a recent discussion session that you have joined, or maybe the one that you have listened to very recently, and ask one question to yourself. What makes you interested to continue listening and paying attention to that discussion session? Okay, and to answer this question, please scan the QR. Go to Menti, or you can also go to menti.com and put in the code given. Okay, can you try doing that? Okay, let me go straight to Mentimeters. Okay, you can also scan from here. Okay, and then put your answer. Okay, good content. What else? Okay, that's sweet. There's 36 of you. I think you can also pay attention to the behaviors of the speakers that you have in the group discussion. Besides content, does the speaker's behavior affect your attention? Good looking, one of it. What else? Okay, let's see one by one. Okay, let's wait a few more minutes. Hmm, sorry. Wait, huh? Okay, let us review your answers. Okay, I zoom it a bit so that you can see. Okay, nice. Okay, first one, let's see. We have use of vocabulary. So when we watch or join a discussion session, when the words used, the vocabulary use is easier, they are easier for us to understand. Of course, we will be able to pay attention. Okay, that will increase our attention span. And then let's look at there are some similar answers, say voice, intonation, confidence in speaking, the way they speak, okay, the speaker's way of talking. Yes, the tone, intonation really affect how people receive the information that we try to deliver, our speech delivery. That's one very important point. Okay, fresh perspective, meaning to say we share interesting new ideas. Okay, and then we have body language. Okay, body language is also important. Okay, intonation, yes. Okay, confident. Okay, this is the biggest element. Okay, the biggest one. We need to be confident. If not, it's hard for us to deliver ideas smoothly. Okay, interesting stories. Okay, good students. Now, before we go further in our discussion, let's watch two videos. Okay, I have two videos for you. Before that, is it clear? The recording? The sound, can you hear?
It's quite blur, madam.
Is it slow?
Mm,
You need to increase the volume from your computer. Okay, because mine is already at 100.
We cannot listen to the audio.
You cannot listen to the audio? Okay.
Yes.
I think it's because of the setting. Let me check the setting.
We can just stay in our home.
Can you hear it now? Okay, I'll make it bigger.
Opinion, why people shop online right now? Because firstly, it's saving time. Usually, when we go to the mall, we will go store by store and we will survey the product first before we buy, right?
Yes.
So if we look at the online shopping, for example, Lazada or Grab, for example, we can save time right there because we just search it, buy it, and yeah, we'll get it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
In addition to that, I see when you shop online, you can find a much more wider variety of products
True.
compared to in the store.
Yeah.
Like in the store, you may only find 2 pairs of shirts,
Mhm.
but online you'll have many pairs and in different kind of shapes and sizes.
True, because not all online shopping is from Malaysia. They're from USA also, so we can get some stuffs from USA instead of Malaysia. So other than that, online shopping had offered better prices rather than the shoppings in the mall. Rather than shops in the mall.
Yes, I agree. And furthermore, it is also very convenient. As you said, we can also access products from around the world.
Yes.
And when we shop online, we don't have to go to other countries to get those products.
True.
We can buy them from the comfort of our own.
Yes.
Moreover, we can also follow the trend of online shopping from the comfort of our own home.
I agree with that. Also, if we follow the trend, so if many people shop online, the roads will be empty, and also the traffic jams in Malaysia will be reduced, making Malaysia one of the most least jammed countries in the world.
Yes, I agree.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Now, which is the most
It is time saving because, as I said, if we go to the mall, it will be jammed in the roads, and also we will have lesser time seeing products.
I agree, but I also think that convenience is a big reason.
And why is that?
Because it is very convenient to shop from online because we can just stay in our homes. We don't have to go outside. We can just stay in our homes.
Sure. Okay, so to our opinion, people shop online right now because it's much more convenient than we go to the mall.
Okay, thank you. Can I have the
Okay, now let us watch another video. Okay, and this one is between Farid and Farhan. Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Right. Now, talk to each other, okay, about the reasons why people shop online.
Okay, I start first. Okay, it's okay. Okay, the first reason why people shop online is because it's a better prices. If we shop online, it's more cheaper than you go to the shopping mall and buy at there. And reason two is time saving. Shop online will make you cut off your time. No need to go outside to buy something else. No stuck in the jam. Okay.
Okay, I agree with your point, better price and time saving. So my point for why people shop online. Okay, why people shop online? My opinion is convenience. Convenient.
Convenient.
Convenient. Sorry. Convenient. Okay. Why the convenient? Because when we buy at the shopping online, we easy to take the order, and we can to take a queue. Then we go to the shop at the street. We need to take a queue so long. And then when we shop and why people shop online, because follow the trend because in the shop online like Shopee, like Zalora, like that, this web always follow the trend, like shirt, shoe. And then the last point you can
The last point is wide variety. If shopping online, you can search all of the thing you want. It's many various of type you want.
Okay.
for them.
All right.
Wait.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Now that you have watched these two, okay, let's try to answer the next question. Oh, okay, you guys, wait, why is it not on the slide, the screen? Okay, wait, okay. Okay, so let's see. From the screen here, you guys have already made your choice. So majority of you believe that after watching this two videos, you think Tanisha and Anas is more interesting and easier to understand compared to Farid and Farhan. Okay, so some of you still responding. Okay, let's wait a few more minutes. Let's see if there could be some improvement for Farid and Farhan. Okay, 10 out of 21 responded. Another 12, 13. Let's give a few more minutes to your friends. $15. Okay, so I think we have the majority here. We don't really have to wait. So from here, we can see many of you, majority of you prefer Tanisha and Anas compared to Farid and Farhan. Okay, now why do you make that choice? Okay, now give me your reason. Okay, in one word, provide a reason of your choice. Why do you choose Tanisha and Anas compared to Farid and Farhan? Is it because the pronunciation? Is it because of the expressions? Is it because the confidence or the pronunciation, grammar, intonation, the language they use? They're more smooth, good. We elaborate more. It's easier for us to understand because of the flow of the ideas is more organized, yes. And they face each other, meaning to say they keep on looking at each other. Okay, there's natural interaction between Tanisha and Anas, yes. They don't really stutter much, meaning to say they don't really have much feelers or long silence or pauses. They sound more fluent. Yes. Okay, let's wait a bit more. They have better flows, they give examples, yes. So when you give example, when you speak, it's easier for others to understand what you mean. Okay, any more? Want to answer? So from here, we can see that the biggest reason why you choose Tanisha and Anas is because number one, the confidence level. Okay, and I cannot deny that when we give a speech or join a discussion session, confidence is actually number one. If you're not confident, then the rest will be quite hard for us to achieve. Okay, and when we are confident, everything else will be smooth. Okay, now let's go back to the slides. Okay, so just now we talk about Tanisha and Anas. How about Fari and Farhan? What do you think? What is lacking in the discussion that you choose the other pair compared to them? Number one, you can look at the eye contact. Okay, this person, I think his name is Farhan. He didn't really look at, I think throughout the discussion, he didn't even look at the partner. Okay, just keep on looking at the question. That's what many students do in their oral assessment, which is not good. Okay, if you are having a discussion with your partner, your eyes should keep on looking at the partner. You need to have eye contact. Okay, and if you also notice the flow, the expression, the tone and intonation is a bit flat. So that's why it's not really pleasant for us to listen to the discussion. Okay, so now let us move to our lesson today. Okay, so basically I think you have some grasp of idea on what are the things that I'm going to talk about related to our talk today. Okay, so first, what is speech delivery? Not just in giving speeches, individual speech, but also in group discussion. Okay, today I'm going to focus a bit more on a group discussion, but more or less the same strategy also apply to individual speeches. Okay, so what is speech delivery? So speech delivery in discussion, it refers to the way speakers, okay, the way speakers deliver their speech to members of a group talk. Okay, and it includes the way you speak, I mean the tone, the intonation, and then how they speak, whether they speak fast, okay, and also include the pronunciation. Okay, the pronunciation, how they pronounce the word. Some people, they tend to eat their words. It sounds like they're mumbling. That is not effective speech delivery. Okay, and the way they behave here, we refers to the way they move their hand gestures, the way they look at the other people, and also the way they sit. Okay, and use communication technique to make the message clear and engaging. So that is speech delivery in discussion. Okay, so far so good. Okay, next. So what are the elements of effective delivery? Number one, we have, when we're talking about effective delivery here, we are talking about a speech delivery where the speakers successfully deliver the message to other members and the audience. Okay, so what are the elements? What is it that we need to have to make sure our speech delivery is effective? Number one is excellent paralanguage. What is paralanguage? Anyone knows what is paralanguage? Paralanguage is actually parts of non-verbal communication. When we talk about non-verbal communication, in communication, we have verbal communication, and we also have the non-verbal communication. Verbal communication refers to the words that you use. Okay, and non-verbal communication is the rest of it, which is the paralanguage, the tone, the intonation, the body language, eye contact, and everything else. Okay, so we human, we cannot communicate without the non-verbal. Never. Okay, it's impossible. It's always parts of our communication. So one type of non-verbal is paralanguage. So in paralanguage, basically paralanguage refers to the characteristics of the way you deliver your speech, meaning to say it refers to tone, intonation, things like that, the volume. Okay, so those are paralanguage. So when you want to make sure you have good, effective delivery, whether you are in speech, giving speech, or group discussion, number one, you need to make sure your volume, it's loud enough for everyone to hear. Okay, sometimes some people when they speak, the volume is very low. We cannot hear it. So if we cannot hear, how are we going to respond and get the idea? We cannot. Okay, and then the tone and intonation. Okay, your tone and intonation needs to be interactive. You are talking to people, so you cannot sound like you are talking to yourself, monotonous, bored. Then people are not going to listen to you. Okay, so those are parts of excellent paralanguage. And number two, another element of effective delivery is interactive eye contact and body language. So just now we look at the two pairs, okay, Tanisha and Anas, and Farid and Farhan. So if you notice, the second pair, they don't really have good interactive eye contact and body language. So when we're talking about body language, we're talking about hand gestures, we're talking about the way we sit, we're talking about facial expression. Okay, facial expression, when you're talking to people, you need to show that you are interested with that topic yourself. If, let's say, your facial expression shows that you are bored with the topic, then how can others who listen to you be interested to listen to you and grasp your message? Okay, and then eye contact, you cannot keep on looking at the notes. For example, my students, last week we had a lot of oral assessment. Some of my students, when they have their oral assessment, either group discussion or presentation or giving speech, some of them, they tend to look at the wall, they look at the ceiling, okay, they don't even look at the audience or maybe the group members of the discussion. So that is not interactive eye contact, okay? And when we talk about body language, okay, especially if you have physical oral session, for example, group discussion, the way you sit matters. Okay, the way you sit show people how confident you are, how interested you are, and it's inviting people to listen to you. Okay, some students, they cross their legs. Okay, if you are in oral assessment, physical oral assessment, you should never ever cross your legs. Okay, or you are slouching. Okay, that is not good. Sit up straight. Okay, and then pay attention to other speakers and audience. Okay, that's how you need to have, that is a good posture and gesture of sitting. If you are giving speech, when you are standing, stand straight. Okay, do not slouch. Do not keep on looking at the floor. That is not good. Okay, so those are some of the elements of effective delivery. When your body language is good, people will start paying attention to you. Okay, I remember just now some of your friends answer, they are interested to listen to a discussion because the speakers are good looking. When we talk about good looking, it's not just because how pretty or handsome they are. It's also, number one, their appearance in terms of attire. Okay, and also the body language. The way you bring yourself, the way you present yourself to the audience, okay, also help to develop your characteristic, your charisma that helps you to look good, okay, to look good in front of others. Okay, and last one, Another element of effective delivery is effective language use and selection. Okay, now, if you are giving speech or you are having discussion, okay, you need to effectively choose your choice of words and sentence structure. Okay, so in speech, it's best for you to keep things short and clear. Sometimes some students, when they speak, the sentence can become too long, very complex sentence. When you use complex sentence, you tend to make a lot of grammar mistake. So avoid using the too long sentence. And then the problem is some student, when they speak, it's not even a sentence, just chunks of words. So if it's just chunks of word, it's hard for other people to understand you. Okay, so make sure you you use simple sentences to explain your point to others. And the choice of vocabulary. Avoid using vocabulary that are too, we could say, too bombastic. Because sometimes when it's too bombastic, your friends, your audience cannot understand you, so the message is not well delivered. Okay, so you need to choose your words wisely and the sentence structure as well. Okay, and I would encourage you to use a lot of cohesive devices. Okay, firstly, next, besides that, in addition, and use suitable language expression. Okay, we have a lot of language expression which I think you learn in class. For example, language expression to agree, to disagree, to interrupt. So use those language expression. Okay, because those language expression helps to make your ideas more organized. Okay, so far so good about these elements of effective delivery. Am I talking too fast?
No, madam, all is good.
It's good. Okay, thank you, I know. Okay, next. Now let us look at the strategies for effective speech delivery. So I'm going to share with you 7 strategies. Okay, first one, speak clearly, organize your ideas, avoid long silence and fillers, use suitable language expressions, use appropriate tone, engage with others, and most importantly, be confident. Okay, let's go one by one. Okay, first one. Okay, this is most important. Speak clearly. Okay, when I say speak clearly, it means you should not speak too softly to the point that people cannot hear you. Too softly, it's not good. Worse, some people, they mumble, they eat their words. Have you ever experienced talking to someone where you cannot really get what they are saying? Sounds like they're mumbling, they're eating their words. Okay, how do you know you are mumbling? Okay. How to practice to make sure you are not mumbling when you speak? My advice, I always advise my student, when you practice, record your speech. Okay, because when we speak, we do not realize that we are actually mumbling. Okay, so to avoid that, to track whether we are mumbling or not, we record ourselves and listen to the recording. Then you realize that you are mumbling. And usually, if you are mumbling during a group discussion, people will keep on asking you to repeat your points because they don't get you. Okay, so avoid mumbling. And next one, speak too fast. Okay, when you speak too fast, number one, people cannot understand you because when you speak too fast, number one, you tend to eat your word. Okay, you tend to mumble when you speak too fast, so people don't get you. Number two, when you speak too fast, how to put into words? Because when you are in this discussion, you need to think, right? Okay, so when you speak too fast, you don't have enough time to think of the next point. Okay, so when you don't have enough time to think of the next point, that's where you start having a lot of fillers. And worse, sometimes sometimes it becomes long silence, long pauses, which is not good. Okay, so avoid all these three, especially. So what should you do? Number one, when you speak, make sure you speak at comfortable pace. Not too fast, not too slow. And your voice, make sure you increase your volume. Not shouting, you're not supposed to shout, but you speak loudly. Speak, the voice comes from your stomach. You're not screaming. Okay, but when you speak, people from across the room can hear you. Usually, how do I test my student? I will sit in front, and those who are doing group discussion will sit at the end, at the back of the class. Okay, and I make sure I can hear their voice. That's how we practice to make sure they can speak with high volume. Okay, because if you are not very used to speak with high volume, people cannot hear you. So if people cannot hear you, how are they going to receive, to get the information that you try to deliver? Okay, so that's number one. Number two, pronounce your words clearly. Utter your words one by one. Okay, when you utter your words one by one, number one, you are buying time for yourself to think of the next point, to think of what to say next. So do not speak so fast, because when you speak so fast, you tend to mispronounce things, number one. Number two, people might not be able to understand you. So pronounce your word one by one clearly, and make sure you have correct pronunciation. Now, students, sometimes you might not be familiar with some words. You know the spelling because Malaysian students, we are good with writing, but you don't know how to pronounce it. So what do? You can go to Google, you just type the word. For example, you type the word comfortable in Google, and after the word, you type the word meaning. Okay, then you just click enter, then the pronunciation of the word will appear on Google. So you can just click the speaker button and listen to the correct pronunciation. You don't even have to go to dictionaries or download any apps. No need. It's quite a hassle. So just use Google these days. Okay, it's easy that way. And when we talk about pronunciation, be careful with silent consonants. Okay, silent consonant, for example, this word, Honest. How do you pronounce it? Where's the chat? I'll put in the chat. Can I write here? Yes, very good. Okay, that look there, over there we have silent H. But I notice sometimes my student, instead of saying honest or the silent H, they pronounce it as honest. They pronounce the H, which is wrong. Okay, so watch out for such silent consonant. Okay, for example, another word, Knife. Some students pronounce it as knife, which is wrong because the K is silent. So it's supposed to be knife. Okay, same goes to hour, Hour. Last week, I have oral assessment with my students, so I noticed many of them are pronouncing the silent consonant. For example, Hour become hour instead of hour. So pay attention to that as well. Okay, so that's the second one. And last one, make sure you pauses naturally. Okay. I know sometimes when students are having oral assessment, speaking test, they are very nervous. So in their mind here, they have everything structured. So when you are too rigid with things, sometimes you might sound monotonous. You might sound like a robot. Okay? Put that kind of thinking aside. Think you are just having a talk. You are just having a discussion. Think of how you have a daily conversation with your friends outside. How do you speak? You speak normal, right? Like normal people. Okay? So avoid being monotonous. Make sure you have pauses, natural pauses, instead of sounding very robotic or monotonous. Okay? So that's the first strategy. Clear? Can you do this?
Inshallah, madam.
Okay? You need to practice. Okay? Practice makes perfect. Slowly, you can talk to your friends back in your hostel, talk to your friends, talk to your roommates, talk to your classmates, because when it comes to language, to improve, especially for skill like speaking, we need to do it regularly. As you do it regularly, you will improve. Okay, the second strategy. Organize your ideas. Okay, so when it comes to speaking, speech delivery, effective speech delivery, our biggest aim is to make sure the other people, they understand what we're trying to say, they understand what we're trying to deliver. And to help them understand, we need to make sure we organize our ideas well. But however, sometimes some oral tests, speaking tests, it's impromptu. You don't have much time to prepare, maybe just 2 minutes to prepare. Okay, you don't have the whole week to prepare speech script, no. So just use these PRE steps, or I call it pre-step. Number 1, you mention what is your point, what is your idea, okay, P. And then number 2, what is the reason you mentioned that point? Why? Justify. And number 3, give example. Always give example. Okay. What kind of example? Any kinds of example related to the topic, to the ideas. Okay. I always encourage my students to make use of the current issues. Okay, any general knowledge that you have. But however, sometimes some students these days, they don't really pay much attention to current issues. Then think of your own personal experience that is related to the main idea. So you can also use that as examples, as long as you mention your idea, the point, you justify your idea, give reasons, and number 3, provide example. Always provide example. It doesn't matter whether it's general information, general knowledge, or current issues, or maybe your own experience. Okay? If let's say you tak tahu sangat, at the end of the day, just use your experience, your personal experience related to the idea. Okay? Okay, for example, okay, let's look at one example down here. Okay, what is your point? I believe here is a language expression to share your opinion. Okay, I believe. So you can use language expression. Okay, what is it that you believe? What is your point? Online learning is effective. Okay, now justify why you say online learning is effective. Because it helps students to learn at their own pace. So that's your justification, your reason. And give example. For example, recorded lectures allow students to review lessons anytime. So this one can be based on your experience. You yourself have an online class, right? And your lecturers record the lesson for you, and you can watch it anytime at your own convenience. So that's your own experience. Okay, so this is one example how you use the pre-steps. So you don't need much time to think because it is already there. It's already in your mind. Okay, and this For example is a language expression to give an example. So you can use for example, one good example, for instance. An example would be, use all those expressions. Okay, so when your idea is this structured, you give your point, you justify, you give reason, you provide example, then it would be easier for the others to understand and get what you mean. Okay, because it's more well organized, it's more structured. Okay, next strategy. Okay, this is also important. Strategy number 3, you need to reduce fillers and avoid long silence. What are fillers? Any idea? Fillers, what is it?
It's like like that.
Yes, those are fillers. Okay. Fillers refers to the sound you make when you are buying time to think. Am I right? I know. Why do you say just now? You are thinking what to answer, right?
Yes.
Yes. So usually that is one of the biggest reason why we had fillers, because we are buying time to think. Okay. But what will happen if we have too many fillers? Number 1, you will sound uncertain. Okay, you will sound uncertain. So people will become not very confident to listen to you or believe in your content. Okay, and you sound less confident. It's when you have so okay, you sound less confident and you sound unprepared. Okay, so we need to avoid these empty fillers. So instead, how do we reduce fillers and avoid having long silence? Some people, when they are buying time to think, they will Worse, there are students who stop talking and having very long silence. So the whole class will be like click, 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 waiting for that person to speak. Okay. So what do you do? Especially if you are giving a speech. If you are in a group discussion, you have your partner to help you. And as partner, if your friends are having long silence or so many you help them by asking question. So when they answer your question, they have something to say. Okay, so it's easier to reduce fillers and avoid long silence if you are in group, because your group members can help you. What if you are giving speech, individual oral assessment? How should you avoid having this or having or avoid the long silence? Number 1, it's not here, I think, but I mentioned it just now. Number 1, speak slowly. Take your time, utter your words one by one. Okay, when you speak slowly, when you utter your words one by one, you take much longer time to deliver the message. But there's no long silence, there's no fillers. So when you have longer time, you have time to think what to say next. Okay, that's one good thing. And when you speak slowly at natural, slow pace, okay, your words becomes more clearer. Okay, and it's easier for people to understand you, and you sound more calmer. Okay, so when you sound calm, people will see that, oh, you are being confident there. Although inside here, macam drama, tung tang, but people cannot hear what's inside here. People hear what is it in come out from your mouth. Okay, so take your time to speak so that you have time to think what to say next. So that's one big tips. If you speak fast, your mouth speak too fast, you cannot, you tak sempat lagi fikir habis, then idea dah habis. You don't even have time to think of what to say next. Sebab you cakap cepat, sini dah habis. Okay, so take your time to speak. So you have time to think. And next, that's one first step. The first step. The second one, use meaningful fillers instead. Use words as fillers. Use language expressions as fillers. Okay, that's what I did for my IELTS exam last time as well. Okay, what are example of meaningful fillers? For example, here, that's an interesting question. From my perspective, okay, one point worth considering is, okay, or in my humble opinion, use this as your fillers. Meaning to say, when people ask you a question, you don't answer right away. Of course, you need to think, but you cannot think for 1 minute, 2 minutes. Maybe in 30 seconds you can think, but 30 seconds is also considered as quite long. Maybe around 15 seconds, okay? So you should always fill in the silence with meaningful words that add meaning. Number one, you think, then you start using meaningful fillers, then you share your real thoughts. Okay, let me share you one example of last time I had my IELTS exam. It was quite a long time ago. For IELTS exam, the second part, the format, we have a group discussion, but that group discussion is not like MUAT group discussion. That is where you have a discussion with the examiner. But the examiner, of course, they're not giving you content. They just ask you question and you have to keep on answering the question. And you don't even have time to think. I mean, you don't have much time to think. Usually, you pop, very quickly. Okay, so I still remember for the second part, the examiner asked me question. The topic is about water sport. Okay, so the examiner asked me question, tell me about water sport in your country. Okay, I'm not a sport person. I don't know much about sport. What more water sport? Okay, so I hang, that's two. But then we cannot have long silence, because long silence, when you are in oral assessment, they will reduce your mark. So what did I do? I used meaningful fillers. Okay. Oh, that is an interesting question. When we talk about water sports in our country, from my point of view, I believe that the most interesting water sport in our country is, I pause a bit, and I remember swimming. Oh, swimming. See, I'm taking my time to speak and I add in a lot of meaningful fillers. Okay, these are the meaningful fillers because we are buying time to think. When the examiner first asks the question, I don't even think of swimming. I don't know because I can't even swim myself. Okay, so as you speak slowly and you use a lot of meaningful fillers, then ting, the ideas come. But do I have long pauses? No, I don't have long pauses. Why? I use meaningful fillers to think. Okay, so these are some examples of meaningful fillers. And other meaningful fillers that you can use are adjective, adverbs. So at that moment, I use a lot of adverbs and adjectives. Why? Because I'm buying time to think, what is water sport? Okay, so you can do that as well. Instead of being nervous, panic, anxiety, you stay calm. Okay, I don't know, but let's try. Okay, and when you think, use those meaningful fillers. Do not stay quiet and then no, do not do that. Okay, so if let's say you have any speaking task coming, I would suggest you to also memorize these meaningful fillers. Okay, and make sure you know a lot of adjective and adverbs. Why? It helps to make your sentence longer so you can buy more time to think of the real the real idea. But however, even if you use meaningful fillers, make sure it's balanced, not too much of meaningful fillers that you put the real information aside. Okay, so far so good. Let's see example that we have here.
Okay.
Okay, example that we have here. That's an interesting point. See, this is meaningful fillers. In my opinion, if it's me, I will add one more. In my humble opinion, why? Because I want to make it longer. Social media. Okay, I will add more words to make it longer. Can be considered as very beneficial because it usually allows students to access a lot of information in a very short period of time. Add in adjective, add in adverbs. Not because you really want to make the sentence longer, but actually because you have no idea what to say, you are buying time to think. That's my tips on how you can avoid and stop these fillers and long silence. So you will have, when you avoid having long silence and you reduce the fillers, in a way, people will have good perception of you. Because if you have long silence, very long silence, 1 minute, the perception will go down. If you have, you sounds like you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so we don't want that. So instead, you use fillers that has meaning. That's how you can become a good speaker. Okay. Okay. Can you do that?
Yes, madam.
Okay. After this, let's practice using these fillers, meaningful fillers. Okay, next one. Strategy number 4. Use suitable language expressions. And this language expression, I tell you, it can be parts of your meaningful fillers. So it's very good if you can memorize all these language expressions. Okay, there are a lot of language expression, especially for group discussion. I believe your lecturers already teach you, but I'm sharing with you some. Okay, so for example, when you give opinion, when you want to give opinion, you say, in my opinion, from my humble perspective, I believe. Okay, when you want to share opinion. When you want to add ideas, you say, I would like to add that, or you can say building on that, or you can also say on top of that. Okay, or if you are in a group discussion, you want to agree with your partner, you can say, oh, I totally agree with you. That makes perfect sense. So I'm with you on that one. Okay, one thing about agree, I have something to share with you. Sometimes I notice some student, because I also do teach Asasi student, which I think their age more or less similar to yours, around 18, 19, like that. This part, I agree. Some of my students, instead of say, I totally agree with you, they say, I totally agree with you. Mispronunciation that change meaning. So be careful, yeah? Or some students say, I am totally agree. So agree itself is already a verb, so you do not put am. Okay, we do not have verb next to each other. Never ever use am with agree. So just say, I agree with you, or I totally agree with you. You don't say, I am totally agree. That is wrong. Okay, and make sure you pronounce it correctly. Okay, don't pronounce it as angry. Some of my students did that, so I want to mention it here. Okay, next, disagreeing. Okay, so same goes to agree. You don't put am here. You don't say I am disagree with you. No, am is a verb to be. If you say I am disagreeing, is that correct? It doesn't sound correct. Okay. Okay, so you just say I disagree with you, or you say I strongly disagree with you. Okay. Next, I see where you're coming from, but I see things differently. Or you can just say I beg to differ. Okay. If you want to use language expression as meaningful fillers, the longer, the better. Why? Because the longer language expression is, then you have more time to think of what point to say. Okay, so after this, go back, look at those variety of language expression, try to memorize them and make use of them. Number one, it helps you to buy time to think. Number two, it helps to make sure your speech, your delivery is more well organized and structured. Okay. Next, the tone. Okay, make sure you use appropriate tone. Always and always watch out for your tone and intonation. Okay, just like the two pairs that we have just now. The first pair, they have very good tone and intonation. They sound very engaging, so we are interested to listen to their conversation. The second pair, they are a bit monotonous, a bit robotic, a bit, the tone, intonation a bit flat. So that's why many of you choose the first one instead of the second one. So what are the tones that we need to avoid? Tone that is bored. It sounds monotonous. It sounds that you sound like you yourself not interested with the topic. So if you yourself sounds like you're not interested with the topic, how are your audience, your partner, your group members interested to listen to you? They will not. Okay, so do not sound bored. And some people, they sound very aggressive. Do not sound too aggressive. Okay, people don't like that. And some words, a lot of students do this. This sounds very monotonous. Okay, flat, one flat tone, not good. Okay, people will sleep if you talk monotonously. In my class, I told my student, if any of your friends sleeps, meaning you are not interested, you are monotonous, I deduct your marks. So make sure that that does not happen in your class. Okay? If you see any of your friends sleep or yawning, meaning to say you are not successful to effectively deliver your message. Okay, so what tone that we need to aim for? Number one, make sure you sound friendly. Okay, at the same time, sounds respectful. Speak clearly, one by one, high volume, but not high pitch. Okay, your tone intonation, rise and down, but not monotonous. And make sure your tone, you sound confident. Okay, so that's in terms of tone. Even if when we listen to videos, for example, on TikTok, people giving talk, or on YouTube, okay, the tone affects us. So people usually, they prefer to listen to speeches that is more friendly, that is respectful, do not sound rude, never. Okay, and confident. That's what people want. So when people prefer that, they listen and pay attention to you, and your message will be successfully delivered. Okay. Next one. Strategy number 6. Okay, this one is also important, especially if you are in group discussion. Engage with others. When I say engage with others, I mean interact with others. Okay. But what happened in real classroom situation when you have speaking tests, when you have oral assessment? When it comes to discussion, for example, or even speeches, students, you are not really aware. Some of you, I'm not saying all, I would say many of you, you are not very aware of the concept of interaction, two-way interaction. Even when you're giving speech, you are interacting with the audience. You have to interact with them. Okay, eye contact. Even when you are in a group discussion, you have to interact with your partner or your group members. But what happened most of the time, I notice many students, they're not aware of this, or maybe they are too nervous. They know, but they can't because they're too nervous. So what happened was, they speak once, they share their ideas, blah, 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 blah. They stop. That's all from me. How about you? Betul tak? Did you do that? I don't know, based on how many years of teaching, a lot of my students did that. Miss Aisha, how about your student? Did they do that? Miss Aisha, or maybe Miss Farzana? They did. That's normal. Many students did that, especially Malaysian. Okay? If you do that, especially when you are in group discussion, that is not a discussion session. You speak, blah, 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 share your point, blah, blah, blah. That's all from me. How about you? Then the next person say, oh, I agree with you. Then they share totally different opinion. I agree with you. They say, I agree with you to the previous student. But then what they did, they share another idea that got nothing to do with the first idea. Sometimes it might be in contrast with the previous idea. So it means they are not responding to what the previous person said. That always happens. And they pass the baton very unnaturally. The turn taking is not natural. That's all for me, how about you? So in my class, I ban my student from saying, oh, that's all for me, how about you? Okay, because that is the words, the expression that most of my students use to pass baton very unnaturally in a group discussion or a pair discussion. So for you students, never ever use those two. That's all from me, how about you? Jangan guna. Why? It's very unnatural. The turn taking, the natural turn taking is not there. It sounds very rehearsed, not good. Okay? So what should you do? What should you do to make sure that your interaction sounds natural? I think my sentence structure tu salah tu, macam salah type je. How should students be engaged with others in a group discussion? I missed one thing. How should students be engaged? Okay. How should students be engaged in a group discussion with others in a discussion session? So what should you do to avoid having such unnatural turn taking? Okay, number one, when you are in a group discussion or a pair discussion, what do? You must always make sure that the discussion is alive. Number one, respond. Always respond to the other speaker. Elaborate a little bit of their points. You don't just say, oh, I agree with you, and then you go talk something else that got nothing to do with whatever they say. To respond to the idea. Okay? And number two, ask questions as well. Okay, pay attention to what they are saying and ask questions to them. That's how you are interacting naturally. Okay, and when you ask questions, naturally you tend to build on more ideas. So always pay attention to what the other speakers are saying so that you are able to ask questions and build more ideas. And also clarify ideas from the other speakers. Okay, what do you mean when you say blah, 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 blah? So when your friends answer, then you can clarify. So you mean blah, 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 blah. Okay, always try to make the discussion alive. Instead of focusing on yourself, oh, I'm so nervous. I want to make sure my part settled. Then you present your point, blah, 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 blah. That's all from me. Thank you. How about you? That is not a good group discussion. So instead of paying attention only on to make sure your part settle, what do? Pay attention to the points. Pay attention to the ideas presented from your friends, so you are able to make the discussion alive by responding to the content, ask question about it, and start building ideas from your friend's idea, or maybe you can also clarify the idea. So that's number 1. Number 2, do not speak in isolation. Itulah yang kata tadi tu. Speak in isolation means you only focus on your own point. You don't care about others. So just share, in my opinion, blah, 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 blah. That's all from me. Thank you. How about you? You don't care about others' opinion. So instead, you respond to what others say. So Ali shares his opinion, then you respond, oh, I agree with Ali because Ali said blah, 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 blah. Oh, I understand your point, Hira. However, I beg to differ. In my opinion, I think, then share your own opinion. Do not speak in isolation. Okay. And number 3, eye contact and body language. This is also very important. That's why you notice just now the second video that I show you, Farid and Farhan. Farhan do not have any eye contact with the partner. And he's very stiff, no body language. Compared to the first partner, Tanisha and Anas, they have very good eye contact. They have body language, which help with the discussion as well. So make sure, so make sure when you are in a group discussion, number 1, maintain appropriate eye contact with your team member. If you are giving speeches, eye contact with audience. Make sure you have eye contact. Do not keep on looking at the papers. The answers will not appear from the paper. But if you look at your friends, you have eye contact with your friends, it will help you to understand what they are trying to say. And when you understand what they are saying, sometimes ideas can come from there. Okay? And make sure your facial expression. Show good facial expression. Show that you are interested. Do not show a flat face, poker face. Do not do that. And when you sit, do not slouch. Sit up straight and avoid and adopt open gestures. Do not do these hand gestures. Do not do this. This shows that you are being defensive, these hand gestures. Okay, do not do that. And do not cross your legs. Some students in my class, they cross their leg and they do these hand gestures. They are being defensive. It shows that kind of hand gestures show that you are being defensive, not ready or not open to ideas. Not good. Do not do that. Okay, and use natural hand gestures to emphasize your point. For example, you want to highlight your point. Use your hand gestures. Okay, hand gestures help. Sometimes it helps to deliver meaning. For example, you want to highlight, okay, there are 4 strategies on how you can interact with others. So use hand gestures. Okay, but make it natural to emphasize your points. Okay, and not just hand gestures. You can use tone and intonation to emphasize your point. When things are important, you put a stress to it. This is a very important point, for example. Okay, put a stress in terms of your tone and intonation. Okay. Next, how to make sure you have good interaction. Last one, active listening. Okay, in communication, in the study of communication, there are 2 types of listening. We have passive listening and we have active listening. Passive listening, it means the information comes in. Okay, you may listen, but then the information might stop here, but then you are not responding at all. That's passive listening. You just listen, but that's it. You don't respond. So active listening means you listen, you process the information, and you respond. Okay? How do you respond? Not just verbal, but also non-verbal. Okay? So when we say active listening, it means we are listening and paying attention to the content of whatever being said by the other speaker. Pay attention. Okay? It is very important for you to pay attention when you are in a group discussion. Why? Because when you pay attention, it helps you to get your own idea on what to say to join the discussion. What happened? Many students, they don't pay attention. They look at the wall, they look at the ceiling. Then when your friends ask them to say something, they're like stuck. I don't know what to say. Okay, that is not good. So listen actively, pay attention when others are speaking. Okay, so one, it's good for you because it helps to develop your own idea. Number two, when you pay attention to your friends, actively, listen actively, it helps to boost their confidence level. So when they are confident, they will speak better. They will have more effective speech delivery. So you need to note, have eye contact with them and use verbal cues. What kind of verbal cues? Oh, I get you. I understand. Oh, yes, you are right. Those are verbal cues. Okay, and make sure you always respond to ideas appropriately and respectfully. How to respond? You can use the language expressions, responding to others. You have such a great idea. I agree with you. In my opinion, blah, 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 blah. Okay, use those language expressions. Okay, so to summarize, when you are in a pair discussion or group discussion, you must always interact. You are not there alone. You are not a single entity in that group. It's for you to be successful, to become a very successful speaker in a group discussion, you should never just think about yourself. You should join the group. If you only think about yourself, you only think of what you need to say next, this will happen. Passing baton very unnaturally. That will happen. That's all from me. How about you? We don't want that. That should never happen in group discussion. Okay. Next one. The last strategy. Confident. Okay, just like many of you answered just now, you like Tanisha and Anas because they are confident. So whatever it is, I always tell my students, be confident, because I notice sometimes some of my students, they are very good speakers, but what happened during oral assessment, they are too nervous, they don't believe in themselves, and they fail to deliver. Why? Because the confidence is not there. Okay, so why confidence matters? When you are confident, you believe in yourself, you will express ideas more clearly. Okay, why more clearly? Because you are not shaking, you are not having anxiety there, you are not collapsing there. So all your focus will be on delivering the idea successfully. So when you are in that kind of situation, you are able to express ideas more clearly. Okay, that's number one. Number two, when you are confident, in your mindset, you are confident, you believe in yourself. I can do this, this is easy for me. Okay, so when you have that mindset, your body language will move according to your mindset. Your brain, your mind say, I can do this. So your body language also say, I can do this. So when people see how confident you are from your body language, from your intonation, they will pay more attention and trust you. So it will help you to gain attention and trust from other speakers as well as the audience. Okay, and when you are confident in your brain here, in your mind here, you say you can do this. So when you speak, you sound more convincing, you sound more credible. Okay, and when you are confident, we can reduce those nervous habits, okay, such as having these empty feelers and long pauses. Okay, for example, just now when the story that I shared with you when I went for IELTS exam, I am confident although I don't know the answer. So I take my time to speak slowly. I am nervous because I don't know what to answer, but the confidence is there. So because the confidence is there, I reduce those nervous habits and speak calmly, although the answer is not there yet in my mind. Okay, so confidence really matters. Okay, believe in yourself, be positive. Okay, now, how to be confident in a speaking task and speaking assessment? Sometimes for some assessment, you have time to prepare, okay, to come up with mind map, notes and all. But some assessment, it's impromptu. You only have 2 minutes. So how can you be confident when it's impromptu assessment? Okay, now let's look one by one. Number one, take a deep breath and stay calm. Tell yourself, I can do this. Be calm. Tell yourself to be positive. Okay? Everything starts from your mind. Always stay positive. Always believe in yourself. The night before, make sure you have enough sleep first. Okay? Believe in yourself. Stay calm. Because if you are nervous, because if you are having anxiety, you cannot perform. So put all those negative thinking aside. Stay calm. And number two, remind yourself there is no perfect answer. This is a speaking test. This is a language test. Answers, they are subjective. As long as you're still within the context, it's okay. There's nothing perfect. Remember, we are not native speakers. Kita bukan Mak Saleh. We are Malaysians. Okay, English is our second language, not our mother tongue, not our first language. So you don't have to worry about perfect sentence structure, perfect grammar. No need to worry about that at that moment. Those perfect sentence structure, perfect grammar, you can achieve through times, through practice. But you cannot make sure at that moment I'm having this speaking test, I want to make sure I have perfect grammar. Do not think of that. No. Your focus should be on calming yourself. Make sure you deliver the ideas well. People understand you. Okay? And always believe that you have full control of the situation. Okay? People ask you questions that you don't know. It's okay. I'm the one who answered this. It's okay. Let's use a lot of meaningful fillers to buy time. It's okay. I can do this. Believe yourself. Okay? And then quickly organize your thoughts. Another spelling mistake. Typo. Quickly organize your thoughts using the PRE formula. That is the easiest way to organize your thoughts. P for points, R for reasons or justification, E for examples. Whenever you share idea, always justify why you say so and always give example. If you cannot think of any other example, think of your own experience, your own personal experience and use it as example. And most importantly, speak slowly and clearly because you want to buy time to think. And when you speak slowly and clearly, it's easier for people to understand you. And always start your answer with thinking phrases or meaningful feelers. Why? Because we are buying time to think. Or you can also use language expression as your meaningful feelers. Okay, I would encourage you to use language expression as your feelers. Use that, always start with that. It will help to add marks for organization, and it help to buy time for you to think on what to say next. Okay, so always and always remember, good ideas, even good ideas, will be ignored if it's delivered without confidence. If you are not confident, if you are telling the truth, a very good idea, people might ignore you. But if you are confident, sometimes if you are lying, okay, if you are lying, people will believe you even though you are providing, sharing false information. Why? Because your attitude, you sound so confident. You tipu orang percaya. Okay, so that's the last strategy that I would like to share with you. So far, do you have any question?
No, madam.
No question. Oh, you guys such a good student, huh? Okay, tips. Confidence is not about having all the answers. Confidence is not about perfection. It's about staying calm and express your ideas clearly, even when you are put on the spot. People point you an answer. You have to answer right away. You don't have time to think. Stay calm. Use meaningful feelers and share your thoughts. That's confidence. Okay? So always believe in yourself. Okay, now can we practice a bit? We have 30 more minutes. Okay, let's get one pair and try practice this. Can we, Miss Aisha? Can you help me with this? Can we select two students, or do we have volunteers?
Do we have any volunteers? Before I start reading out names, okay, maybe a few parents want to volunteer.
Okay, maybe we give them some time to read the question and look at the pictures to prepare. Okay, maybe around 2 minutes. Okay, try to discuss, look at these big pictures and discuss with your partner what can you observe from this picture. Try to use the strategies that I shared with you just now. Okay, maybe 2 minutes. Okay, it's 1 minute, one more minute. Okay, it's already 12:36. Can two students volunteer and try this? Should I be calling names?
I would like to try, madam.
Oh, very good, I know. Okay, and you are going to pair with
Um,
who want to be Ainul's partner?
Or should we call any random names? Random students?
Yeah, maybe. Iman Farish, instead of asking Irfan, why don't you partner with Ainul? Yes? Ya ke? 1 minit. Apa dalam toilet lama-lama tempat syaitan tu?
Can we try Arfa and Akila?
Oh, Arfa and Akila? Sure, sure.
Are you guys
after
ready?
this, while waiting for our friends in the toilet, right?
Yeah.
Sure. Try to make use of the strategy that I share with you. Okay, you guys ready?
Okay, let's go. Arfa and Akila, you guys here, you can switch on your microphone. Or what about Adib and Adif? Can I see your name? Adib, Adif.
Confident. Baru tadi kita cakap pasal confident. Come on guys, be confident. Okay, I can see Akila is there.
Yeah, they are here. Don't run away, eh?
Okay, just in 2-minute discussion session. 2 minutes je. Very short. Give it a try, then we can see where you can improve. There's no marks, don't worry. No judging, no judgment.
How to start, madam?
How to start? So how should we start, Miss Aisha? When you have
You can start
with this,
by asking your friend. Remember, as usual, we have a picture. What do you think about this picture, or what do you see in the picture?
you can start with introduction.
Like, yeah, normal dialogue.
Yeah.
Like what we had during our practice for OSSD,
Yes.
oral form scripted dialogue. Okay, although we don't have the dialogue here, but I think you're familiar with the normal dialogue. Like, hi Arfa, I have a picture here. What can you see in the picture? And then your partner will try to respond by describing the picture to you.
Yes.
Okay, and then your partner will also do the same. What about you, Akila? What else do you see in the picture? Okay, so this is very simple. Like the practice that we had before this. Okay, before the real test.
Okay, madam.
Okay, all right, Arfa, let's try. Where's Akila, your partner? Akila, are you here?
Yes, madam.
Okay. All right, so I think you can start. Remember you have about, for this task, about 3 minutes maybe. Or yeah. Okay, so let's try this. Maybe Arfa can start first. Okay? By asking Akila question what do you see in the picture?
Hi, Akila. What can you see in this picture?
Hi Arfa. In this picture, I can see a young boy with green t-shirt is playing a stand and looks he is so focused. At the behind of the boy, I can see a green chair and beside the boy is a pink of basket. At the background, I can see a tree and some and at the right of the picture some of the green chair. What about you, Alpha? What else do you see in the picture?
I can see in the picture the little boy, that wearing the blue dark shirt is, I think he's searching for something or maybe some toy behind that for him to play or build the tent. Okay. And then I can see a colorful toy in the sand, uh, such as blue, yellow, and then the boy is is and uh in the background I can see a tree, a green tree, and I think that's all. Thank you, madam. Sorry.
It's okay. Okay. That's it. So how can we improve the discussion session? Number one, I think you need to sound more confident. For example, just now Akila say, and a pink basket, you sound like you're not confident. Okay? When you speak, use the tone and intonation to sound confident. A pink basket. Okay? If, let's say, you are wrong, let it be. Okay? But sound confident. If you sound confident, even if this is not a basket, but you say that this is a basket, for example, this is a bin, but you say basket, people will think it is a basket because you sound confident. Okay, be careful with your tone and intonation. Do not show to others that you are not confident. Okay, and just now, Alpha had kind of like stuck with the idea, right? There's long pauses and long silence. Not that long, but it's quite long. So if you are in a pair discussion like this, if you notice your partner is stuck somewhere, you slot in, try to help. Do not let the discussion having kind of like some pauses or long pauses. It's not so good. Okay, try to help by giving some words, giving some ideas. Okay, but all in all, I would say it's good. You start very good. Your sounds clear. Just need some more improvement and practice. Okay. Okay.
Thank you, madam.
Okay. Good job, Arfa and Akila. Okay. Why don't we try to hear from Iman, Farish, and Ainul? Iman, Farish, are you still at the toilet?
Imam Farish, are you ready? I think Ainul is ready.
Okay. Very good, Iman. And Ainul.
Switch on your mic, eh? You have a problem with your mic. Can we have someone else to help Ainul? Okay, so that Ainul can have a practice today. Anybody?
Let's see who we have here.
Anyone?
Adam Muklis, are you here?
Yes, madam.
Can you try Adam? I have one student named Adam Muklis this semester. He's very brave. I think you should be very brave as well.
Oh,
Ah,
okay.
okay. Who want to start first? Adam first or I know first?
Wait, Ainul, are you ready, Ainul? Are you still here?
Yes, madam.
Okay, so you can try this with Adam,
Okay.
as instructed by Punan.
Okay, I would like to start first. So based on the picture given, what I observe is that there are two boys playing in an open space, which I'm guessing would be near the beach since there's sand. And I would say that the boy in the dark blue shirt is searching for a toy that would he would like to take or play with it to make a sandcastle. And the boy with the green shirt is making the sandcastle based on the castle toy beside him. What do you think of the picture, Adam?
In my point of view, I see two kids playing sand near to the beach, and there's a lot of toys. I also see there's a forest behind them, and one of the boys wearing a blue shirt, and another one wearing a green shirt. The green one was building a sandcastle, and the second one, he looked like find his toys. And as you can see, the weather also good, and it was very shiny. It looks like the time was like afternoon maybe, and I think
agree.
that's all.
Yeah, I agree with Adam because as you can see, the weather is quite, the light is beautiful and it's pretty sunny, just like Adam said. And I think we both can agree that the kids are having fun with each other.
Okay, thank you, Adam and Aino. You guys sounds good. I know it sounds very your utterance is clear, pronunciation is clear. Adam also you sounds clear.
Thank you,
And I think you are nervous, right, Adam?
Yes, madam.
Yeah, because I can hear your voice shaking a bit, but good job. Okay, you just believe in yourself. I think maybe you need more practice and get used to speaking in English. Okay, you did well. It's just that you sound a bit shaky, maybe because you are nervous. Okay, always start to build your confidence. Okay, so good job, Adam and Aino. So what to improve? Maybe I know maybe we can add in some good how we say the tone and intonation. Maybe we can improve in terms of the tone and intonation to sound more interesting. Okay, but then other than that, I think you're good. Adam also, I think you're good. It's just that you need to reduce the anxiety level a bit. Okay, so good job, everyone.
Thank you, madam.
Okay, let's go to the next slides. Okay, so basically we are moving towards the end of the session. So before you leave, just remember these few things. Number one, do not wait for perfect ideas. There are no perfect ideas. Okay, because if you wait for perfect ideas, that's where you have a lot of feelers, long silence, long pauses. And always focus on communication, not perfection. If you are in pair discussion, you need to interact, you need to communicate. Focus on that, not on the perfection. And just as much as you speak, you need to also listen. Listen actively. Okay. And keep on practicing at every opportunity you get. Talk to your friend, talk to your classmate, talk to your teachers, practice. When you are used to using the language, then it will help to reduce your anxiety and you will become more confident. Okay, so I think that's all from me today. So thank you very much for listening and participating. So I'm wishing you all the best for the semester. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Madam.
Puan Aini, for the insightful
Thank you,
sharing.
madam.
Do you guys have any questions to Puan Aini?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Okay, madam.
Mhm.
So usually I'm a type of person that when I talk, I always keep repeating my points. So is that a good thing, or is that actually because it's like when I keep repeating, I always get new ideas, but I don't think it's actually very good when I keep repeating the same point.
Okay. When we are sharing information, when we are giving speech or joining a group discussion, sometimes, yeah, we need time to think and everything is spontaneous, right? So we cannot avoid from sharing this, repeating the same idea. Okay, it's okay. But then remember, repeating it too much is not good. You can repeat the same idea, but give different justification and try to lead to different description. I mean to say, the same point, okay, the same main idea, but justify it differently. Okay, that's how you can add in more ideas, provide more and more examples. But repeating the same thing too much is not very good, but it's okay if you can think of something else, but add in different justification, add in more examples. Okay? But it's good if you can, to improve, to avoid thinking of the same idea, listen to your friends. What do they say? You can also take the idea, polish, and make up a new idea.
Okay.
That's why, in a way, active listening will help you to think of more better ideas. Okay, I know.
Okay, thank you, madam.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ainu, for the question. Is there anyone else that would like to ask question? No one? No questions? Okay, so if there is no question, thank you again, Puan Aini, for sharing your knowledge with us today. We truly appreciate your time and contribution to this webinar. And I'm sure our students here learned a lot, especially for their speaking assessments. Okay, and before we end our session today, we would like to have a group photo with our speaker and all participants. So can you all please turn on your camera? Turn on your cameras, everyone. Okay, please turn on your camera. Okay. All right. So are you guys ready? Okay, so please smile. Okay, wait. Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, one more time. Okay, smile again. Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. All right, okay. Thank you so much, everyone. I would like to thank all lecturers who joined us today, as well as all students, okay, who joined us for our webinar. And students may click the attendance link in the chat box. Wait, let me share with you. Wait for a while, yeah. Okay, or you guys can also scan the QR code here for attendance today and give your feedback as well. So again, thank you so much, Puan Aini, and thank you everyone for joining. Have a great day ahead and all the best for your speaking assessment. Assalamualaikum and thank you everyone.
Salam. Thank
Thank you,
you.
madam.
Thank you,
Thank you, madam.
Thank you,
Everyone. See you.
Thank you, madam.
Madam Aini.
Thank you, madam.
You're the best.
Thank you, madam. Thank you
Thank you,
everyone for
everybody.
joining.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much.
Terima kasih, madam.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.